Unilever is actually quite an iconic company. We have over 400 brands that spread across personal care and beauty, home care, and food and refreshments. Actually, nearly every day we touch over 2.5 billion consumers with one of our products. You know some of them. You've probably heard of Ben and Jerry's before, or maybe Dove, or maybe Knorr as one of our food brands. So a really wide portfolio. What we're trying to do is shift our focus of digitizing towards growth. Important for a big company like ours to ensure we leverage digital for efficiency, but it's also important, I think, to drive growth. There's a whole raft of things that I think we're doing on this front. If you think about the role we want to play on being more sustainable, we need to think about our supply chain and how do we understand the carbon impact of the supply chain that we have, or how do we understand the impact from a plastics point of view on the products that we're bringing to market. These all become quite critical.
You need the flexibility that comes from a truly modern cloud infrastructure. And a truly modern cloud infrastructure requires a modern infrastructure for it to work. Today we have our networks, and old-fashioned security is primarily focused on getting everything back into our data center safely. The data center won't be there in a couple of years, and so we now need to think about how we enable that truly modern base all the way through the various layers of the infrastructure. Our users, our employees, our workers are more on the internet than they are on our network. We have factory workers, plantation workers, people in the stores, and we have all of our office employees at home right now. So they're all on the internet, and so this idea of focusing on the corporate network becomes less and less important over time. And so over the next couple of years, the plan is to get out of the data center. We've already pretty much moved our network to the internet. So by the end of this year, the network we're running in 97 countries and 1,700 network links is all going to be over the internet. So the internet is already becoming our main transport. And so we're starting to think of this thing we call TCAS, Trusted Connectivity as a Service. This is what Gartner call Secure Access Service Edge. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to build a layer in the middle that gets the traffic where it needs to be reliably, so it's your network as a service, but does it in a zero trust, secure way. And so in that middle layer between the originators of the traffic and the cloud that we're going to, you've got this TCAS layer which covers security and transport. We're building a software layer to help us navigate and make sure that the right traffic goes to the right place. And that's where we end up with more of a software control than a hardware control in terms of the securing the traffic. So we're using ZIA on all of our devices and all of our access points into the internet. And what that gives us, it gives us a controlled level of security wherever. So when all of our employees went home during the first start of lockdown, for example, our security posture didn't really change because they were still going through the same security protocols as before. It also allows us to add in layers of control on zero trust type thinking, where we control the traffic and it only goes where we want it to go, and we don't give open access to anybody. We only give them access to the pieces of the cloud we want them to see. I think the old world of thinking of the network as a kind of perimeter that you can build a wall around is well and truly gone. As I said, most of our users are outside the perimeter, so it's not really a healthy thought process anymore.